Malone said, quote, "Can you keep a secret? I would like to tell you something." Now, Vanessa had a pretty clear idea of what Malone was trying to do and told him that she was married and that he was old enough to be her father. After that, Malone responded with quite a weird statement and said, quote, "Oh, like you're, yeah, I'm not saying the..."
All right, welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. So a little while back, I did a reaction to a video. I titled it something along the lines of like, "This is why everyone hates Karl Malone," something along those lines. If you haven't seen that one, I highly recommend you watch that before you watch this. But this is the other reason, and I mentioned it in that video. This is the other reason why it's a little uncomfortable to talk about Karl Malone, even though he's one of the greatest basketball players we've ever seen. Very accomplished basketball player. But yeah, the personal stuff is a little weird. So the first one involved something involving, I don't want to really say it on YouTube, but you know, an underage girl, and not just what he did, but how he treated that person throughout their lives, which is really disgusting. And this one is titled "The Dark Story of Karl Malone Trying to Hook Up with Kobe Bryant's Wife." Now, I knew about this way before I heard about the PDF files kind of stuff. And this was enough already, honestly. The thing is the ironic thing is I didn't even like Kobe during this time. You know, I was not a Kobe fan yet, but I didn't care. Like, once I heard what Karl Malone was doing, I'm like, dude, F this guy. Like, this is something you don't do with your teammates. But anyways, I don't want to ramble on the intro. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this one, and I'll talk as we go. Guys, I'm linking the original video down below in the description like I always do, so if you want to watch the original video. This is from a channel called Legend Z Productions, and yeah, the link is down below in the description. Guys, you also see a list of channel members. What's up, channel members? Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you all. Everyone, please leave this video a like. Hit that hype button if you can. I think it helps. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it helps. And without further ado, here we go.
As you see things, did Karl Malone make a pass at your wife?
You know what? I know what took place, and you know I wasn't fine with that. That didn't sit well with me at all because they had known about it, whether it's from him or from his agent. I don't know.
Yeah, this is gonna get crazy.
As we all know, Karl Malone...
Wait, real quick. In the comments, can you guys tell me, have you heard of this story before? I'm just curious how widespread this is. Because it turns out the other video, I was shocked at how many comments came in that they had no idea that this ever happened with Karl Malone. And the whole reason I ever did any of this was because whenever I would mention Karl Malone, you know, in a reaction video, I would kind of hint at like, well, yeah, the guy's kind of a POS, you know, and a lot of you guys were confused as to why I was talking that way until that video. So I'm just curious. Let me know in the comments. Did you know about this?
Recently took part of the NBA dunk contest. Knowing that it took place in Salt Lake City, the NBA wanted to have one of the franchise's icons judge the event. However, when you look at the guy's off-the-court history and the dark secrets behind it, it would have probably been better for Malone to not show up. You see, ever since Malone was in college, he's had a weird obsession with minors. I mean, when he was just 20 years old, he impregnated a 13-year-old girl.
I'll just pause it for a second for you guys. I'm not going to read it out loud. But there you go. 20-year-old student and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I heard something along the lines of the boy, you know, I mean his son, to that age girl. His son was playing, I believe it was college football. And that's when Karl Malone shows up. Like, you know, like to make things even worse, like, I'm not going to be part of your life, but then, oh, you're doing something with your life, so now I'll step in and pretend like I'm the father. That even rubbed me even further the wrong way. Anyways, not the story we're here to talk about.
Named Gloria Bell. Yeah, this really happened, and well, Malone could not do anything but deny it. He refused to pay child support and wanted no relationship.
Hold on. Okay. Karl Malone refused to pay $125 a week in child support to a, you know how old, girl he impregnated, despite making over $3 million in the NBA at that time. Glad they said that, because that's the first thing I was going to say, is you're making millions of dollars a year. You can't afford $125 a week after you did what you did to a child?
Support and wanted no relationship with his son Demetrius Bell, who actually turned out to play 5 seasons in the NFL. With that in mind, you can kind of tell.
Wait, can I hear that one more time?
But deny it. He refused to pay child support and wanted no relationship with his son Demetrius Bell, who actually turned out to play 5 seasons in the NFL. With that in mind.
Wow, okay, so I didn't follow his son. He played pro 5 years.
You can kind of tell how bad of a person Malone is, and he only gets crazier from here with this Kobe Bryant story.
I forgot why we're here. This is Karl Malone, y'all.
It was the year of 2004, and the Lakers had just came off a really disappointing finals against the Pistons. After adding 2 Hall of Famers in Karl Malone and Gary Payton in the offseason, the team simply fell short of expectations. A combination of injuries, off-the-court distractions, and feuds between teammates led to the Lakers getting gentlemen's swept by the Pistons. As a result, the Lakers had some decisions to make in the offseason, preferably between Shaq and Kobe. Since their beef was at its peak right here, there was literally no way that both could stick around any longer. With that in mind, the team decided to trade Shaq and rebuild around Kobe since he was a younger piece. Now, when it came to Karl Malone, the guy was in his last legs in the NBA and had just received knee surgery in the offseason. It was actually more likely that he would retire before the season started, but since he had really good chemistry with the Lakers group, he decided to stick around. Sadly though, that wouldn't last long as Malone quickly backstabbed his best friend Kobe. During a matchup between the Lakers and Milwaukee in 2004, Vanessa was on the phone with Malone's wife. If you didn't know, they were really close friends and we're just talking about normal-ish. On the other hand, Karl Malone was in the front row with his son, who actually looked pretty bored. As a result, Kay...
It's not that son. This is not that one.
Who's Malone's wife, told Vanessa to call Karl so she can have her son join her in her seats. However, things quickly got weird. After picking up Vanessa's phone, Karl Malone saw his opportunity and said, quote, "Why don't you come over here and sit next to me and give me a big hug?" Vanessa of course was confused and asked, "Why? For what?" To which Malone responded with, quote, "If you do that, it will be on the cover of every magazine in the country." Now Vanessa was speechless of the situation because this was the first time she had ever spoken to Malone without Kobe being around. However, Karl kept pushing and asked Vanessa the following, quote, "Do you like me?" Which she responded with, "Yeah, as a friend."
How uncomfortable is this? Like they're in the same audience watching the game, you know?
After that, Malone said, quote, "Can you keep a secret? I would like to tell you something." Now, Vanessa had a pretty clear idea of what Malone was trying to do and told him that she was married and that he was old enough to be her father.
Yeah.
After that, Malone responded with quite a weird statement and said, quote, "Oh, like you're..." Yeah, I'm not saying the rest of that.
Yeah.
And well, you can pretty much tell right now that Karl Malone has no risk at all, and Vanessa
Here, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right. So yeah. Oh, like your daddy? Yep, this is what Karl Malone is saying to his teammate's wife while his teammate is playing on the court, and Karl Malone is injured, recovering, so he's on the sidelines, and you know this is what he's messaging his teammate's wife, Kobe Bryant.
And well, you can pretty much tell right now that Karl Malone has no risk at all, and Vanessa simply hung the phone right after. However, Karl was not done right there. After halftime concluded, he sent his son to sit with Vanessa just so she can bring him back to his seat right after the game. However, Vanessa was not worried about that as his husband was not turning up for the Lakers. In fact, Kobe was so dominant during the second half that he ended up with 31 points on nearly 50% from the field.
Attaboy.
As a result, the Lakers of course got the W against Milwaukee, and Vanessa was pretty pleased by this performance. However, it was now time for Vanessa to bring Malone's son back to him, and let's just say that things got out of hand. While Vanessa was bringing his son to his seat, Malone decided to wear a cowboy hat.
Oh man, oh yeah, I forgot about this part. Yeah, it gets worse.
For some reason, which made her curious. Therefore, Vanessa asked Karl, quote, "Why are you wearing a cowboy hat?" To which Malone responded with, quote, "I'm hunting for young..." Yeah, I'm not...
Yep. Those of you who are just listening in, look at the screen real quick. Yeah. This is what he says to Kobe's wife. After she made it clear, "Hey, I'm a married woman, I'm not interested." this is what he's doing. Yeah.
I'm repeating what Malone said because, bro, what the f did this man just say? This man really has some type of problems in his head, and he obviously left Vanessa with no other choice but to walk away. Anyways, after Kobe got in the car to leave the arena, Vanessa could not wait to tell him what happened. She pretty much told him everything that occurred and how Malone was trying to hook up with her.
By the way, big ups to Vanessa for doing that. Like big time ups.
When Kobe listened to the whole story, he was extremely pissed. I mean, he immediately called Karl Malone's phone right after and cursed him during the call. Now, Malone didn't say anything in the phone call as he was letting Kobe talk for the most part. However, Karl did say one thing, and it was, quote, "You know me, man," to which Kobe responded with, "That's right, I do know you, and stay away from my wife." Now, the next day, all four of the Bryants and Malones got in a group call in which Karl decided to deny all the accusations. In fact, he told USA Today that he couldn't care less about the situation. He said, quote, "Misery loves company. This is a Hollywood soap opera, and I'm not going to be a star in another Bryant soap opera." Yeah, that's
some BS right there, man. He's the one initiating all this. He's the one causing all this, and then he's playing victim afterwards. I'm gonna always use this line for the rest of my life. You can't play the asshole card and then immediately play the victim card afterwards. It doesn't work that way.
Pretty crazy to say after all he did, and while Kobe had the final words in a post-game interview.
I go to a topic that may not be as good. You're accustomed to drama. You've been through a lot of stuff. Kind of give me your opinion of what has transpired in the last couple of days. TJ Simers today wrote an article about the problem between you and Karl Malone, but I'd like to hear your opinions.
Well, I mean, like I said, when everything got started, and he had mentioned that our relationship kind of took a sour note because of something personal. My response to that is, personal information is just personal. I mean, we just keep it between ourselves. Then I just have to be a bigger man and just accept him on a business level as far as being a teammate and embrace him here in his organization. That's why I just kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, you can tell Kobe was mad as hell here, but he does have a reason for it. I mean, just imagine portraying someone as your best friend and then they do some wild stuff like this behind your back.
No kidding, yeah. And I mean, on the Karl Malone end, you guys, can you believe this is how Karl Malone went out? This was Karl Malone's final hurrah, and he does this.
Now, to make this even worse, Malone.
So if I ever felt bad that he didn't win a championship, Jordan beat you twice in the finals, poor guy. He's 0 for 3 in the finals as far as I remember. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn anymore, man, because you had another opportunity here, and this is what you did with your opportunity, huh?
Even apologized for this incident. Definitely a tough pill to swallow, but at least Kobe was pretty mature about this. As far as Malone, he didn't really have much to say until 2015 came. After asked about the Kobe situation once again, Malone was pretty straightforward and insisted that he would be down to scrap if needed.
Yeah.
Y'all had a little issue back then.
We had a little issue, but here's the thing about it. I'm a grown man. If Kobe don't like me today, that's Kobe Bryant's fault. It ain't mine or his problem.
Yeah.
I don't have a beef with nobody. Back in the day when you had a beef, you didn't go get guns or knives. You just, hey, Mark, I got a problem. We just go in the back with no cameras, no nothing, and let's just knuckle up and get it over with.
Did you ever make that offer to Kobe?
No, but it's standing.
Yeah, but that's that again. I get he's trying to appeal to like my generation. That's horse shit right there. That's absolute horse shit. What did Kobe do immediately after finding out? He called him to talk to him to say, he's looking for an explanation. What did Karl Malone do in response? He denied everything. So no, grown men, if they have a problem with each other, they do. They meet up, they talk, and they settle their shit. You don't have to fist fight. That's when you're enemies at that point. You know what I mean? You could just own up to your stuff, be a real man, apologize to your friend, say it'll never freaking happen again, and hope for forgiveness. You don't have to act like a tough guy when you're the one being the asshole. That's just being a bully at that point. So F Karl Malone.
Nah, this man Malone's messed up for real, and it's about time that this guy gets exposed. And that pretty much concludes this video. What do you guys think of this Kobe and Malone story? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and turn on those notifications so you know when I upload a new banger. I hope everyone has a great day. Peace out.
Yeah, guys, link to the channel is down below in the description. If you want to check out this channel, great video, covered everything. I was hoping he would cover that last bit, and he did. So what do we have here? We got a PDF file who wouldn't support the mother of his child. Once the child was successful in sports, then he decided, I want to get involved with this boy, with this young man. As a teammate, he's trying to hook up with his friend and teammate's wife behind his back. Once he gets caught, he denies everything, and then after that says, oh, it's his problem. You know, it's not my fault. It's his fault, and I'll fight him if he's got a really big problem. Why? Because he refuses to own up to his own mistakes, take accountability, and just apologize. That's how fragile of an ego we're dealing with here with a Karl Malone. Can't even apologize when the whole world knows you effed up, you know? And at that point, F that guy, you know? Absolutely screw that dude. I got zero respect for him, you know, as a man. So once I know this stuff about a person, like I can't, you know, when I see him play basketball, all I think about is this. You know what I mean? And that's why you guys will always hear me a little bit sour whenever I compliment something that Karl Malone did on the court. You know, if it's like a nice turnaround jump shot or something, nice dunk, nice block. It's like it's with a hint of disdain behind it, is because I just think he's a piece of shit. You know, sorry for the curse words, but there's no other way of saying it. I think he's a piece of shit, and yeah. The mailman, the nickname, the mailman delivers. It doesn't sit well with me, man. You know, somebody needs to deliver a fist up this guy's ass. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. This video was risque enough. I'm gonna head out, guys. So for those of you who didn't know about this story, I guess now you know. What do you think? What do you think about Karl Malone now? You know, and no, before you start thinking about it, like this is 100%, like this happened, this was real, it was documented. You know, the only thing that didn't happen was Karl Malone taking accountability. So this stuff is real, man, and it disgusts me on on all kinds of levels, on a sports level, on a personal level, on a friendship level. You know, and he's the older one, you know, so if they're buddies and he's the older one, he's the one who's supposed to be like setting the example for little bro, and this is what he's doing. Instead of like mentoring or anything like that, he's trying to steal away his wife. Guys, I'm out of here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Hit that hype button if you feel like it. Oh God, if you guys want to become a member, hit that subscribe plus button down below. And most importantly, be water, my friends. Don't be like Karl Malone.